Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. Once again, of course, time for a shop tour and a race report. So, here we are, July 18th. It is hot in Topeka. Well, it has been. It's actually cooling off now, but it has been extremely hot. I think on Monday it was like 102 and felt like 115, but it's July and it's the middle of July in Kansas. What do you expect? So, let's have ourselves a little race report first. So we're gonna get a video up of, obviously because I didn't have my typical 30 customers at the track like I do at some of these SEC events. I actually had a lot more time to get around the paddock, to get around the track and show you guys what a proper vintage race is all about. So we're gonna have a video coming up probably first of next week, and it'll have the stuff around the track. It'll also have a little bit of in-car video. Not a lot of in-car video because we didn't get a lot of in-car video because we had some troubles with the car. But you know, it's a British car. What do you expect? I mean, we're trying to do things Mother Nature never really intended for these old British cars to do. But as far as my time went, I did enjoy the trip. Rode up there with my parents and stayed with them for the weekend and did the race car tour. If you've never been to this particular event Friday night, if you want to, you can pay and you can drive your race car. They have a parade that goes into downtown Elkhart Lake, and there's thousands of people there, right? So it's really cool, and I got some video of that. You guys will see. But the MGA initially was good, had a little brake pedal issue, and then we had a little vibration. Turns out we've got an issue in the rear axle housing, which couldn't be avoided. You know, we couldn't, you know, who knew that we were going to have a problem with the housing? So the car had a shake in it, so we ended up not running on Sunday at all, but enabled us to pack up and get home at a reasonable time. So yeah, it's a fun time driving the old MGA. It's, you know, it's like going back in time, right? So we were running these Speedster tires, so you don't have super awesome grip, but it's a ton of fun to drive. So we'll get some, like I said, there's a little bit of in-car video and then some stuff around the paddock, so keep your eyes open for that first of next week. Okay, shop tour time. Nothing on the bench. All the differentials are done. Nothing on this bench. All the differentials are done in this box, getting ready to go out. So we're looking good there. Obviously, because I was gone for a couple days last week, we didn't get as much progress in the shop. However, did get the Camaro finished. He went to Hallett, had a great time. Although it looks like I get to pull the transmission again because he schmucked up another dog ring. One of these days he's going to figure it out. I know it. But in the meantime, I have some good job security. So that car will be back later this week. You guys will get to see it next week. We've got a few weeks before he's going to go back to High Plains. And the car's really working good, so he's really starting to like it. But in the meantime, getting started on Ken's car. So got the nose off. You can see I've got the engine hoist in, getting fluids off, getting things disconnected. I'm going to pull this transmission out. I'm going to put in the other transmission for the runoffs, and runoffs prep has begun. We also have a little bit of body work to do. I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do about that. Ken actually owns the molds for this body work, and so I've got a guy in Kansas City who I think is going to make us some body work. So we're going to see how that shakes out. I actually should call him very soon, see if I can get him over here. Next thing I've been working on is this Porsche. So I didn't realize just how long this car had been sitting. So you can see here that he's got an annual tech from NASA from 2012, and he's got a sticker up here on the windshield from 2013. This car has not run since then. Let me show you what I found. So the car, he was having trouble, so he wants to get it cleaned up, get it dynoed, get it tested, because he wants to sell the car, right? Great. But he says, man, the thing just won't start. You know, I put fresh fuel in it, won't start. Three things I found. One, the gas was bad news. Secondly, come get a good look at these. The fuel injectors are completely plugged with garbage. So I need to pull these apart and see if I can resurrect these. These are RC Engineering injectors. Let's see, what size are these things? What does that say? They're probably big. They're like, oh yeah, 750s. So these are big boys, right? This thing's got a big turbo, big injectors. Pulled the fuel rail off. take a look inside the fuel rail. You're not getting any fuel through there. So, moral of the story, tip of the day, if you're gonna let your car sit, you're gonna have to like flush it out, man. Pull the injectors out, pull the rail off, empty the fuel out. I mean, this car's been sitting a while. The question is, what else am I gonna run into here as I start sorting through this? So I ended up flushing the fuel system out, put some fresh fuel in, the pump seems to be working. See if I can get these injectors going, get this car running. But yeah, so it's like anything else. You let something sit, it's gonna go to crap. It just is, right? The seals are gonna go bad. I mean, all sorts of stuff's gonna go bad. So it'll be interesting to see how the car runs. By next week, we should have hopefully some more progress. Now, Mazda 2 update. You can see I've got the nose off. I've got the core support out. This is pretty cool because I can pull this whole core support out, and I've got my oil cooler, my radiator sitting right there. And I can, what I'm doing here is I'm gonna start pulling this assembly out. Look how easy this is gonna be. I can literally get to the header back here. I can get to all this stuff. I'm gonna disconnect everything and I'm gonna slide this baby out. I've yet to pull the engine on this car before, but as I got into it, I was like, man, this is gonna be a piece of cake. So I've got everything disconnected. You can see all the wiring over here. I've got the lines off. I'm just chipping away, right? 15 minutes a day. And in the meantime, while I'm chipping away at this, I actually got the block back already. So the block is clean and bored out for the new pistons. I'm gonna get everything laid out, start cleaning and messing and chipping away, right? So man, we're gonna make some good progress here pretty quickly. No more races until the runoffs. I don't like racing in the summer. Fortunately, it was not that hot up in Elkhart Lake. I know for some of you that were racing down at Hallett, I heard it was pretty brutal. So yeah, I am going to build engines and hang out at the pool for the rest of the summer. So that's kind of our shop tour. Next week, we're gonna have a lot more stuff going on, a lot more to see. Engines are coming apart. We're gonna be really rock and rolling. So from here to the runoffs, we've got about 10 weeks. It's time to push hard. So I had that really big push before the sprints. If you've been watching these shop tours, I was able to, after the sprints, take a nice deep breath, do our 4th of July family thing, go up to Elkhart Lake with my parents, and now my 2 weeks is over and it's time to start busting my butt again, which is part of the fun, right? So if you know me, you know that I live for the runoffs. I'm super excited about this year. I'm super excited about getting the new engine done, doing some of the upgrades that I've got in mind for the Mazda 2, and we're gonna be rocking and rolling. So hope you guys are keeping cool and having a good summer and working on your race cars. And I appreciate you watching as always. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you next week. Take care.